carbs are the devil, or at least that's what you've been told, right? I mean, for decades, the fitness industry been telling us to cut carbs, avoid bread, stay away from rice, don't eat potatoes, because apparently all carbohydrates is the reason why we overweight and we fat. But if carbs really made people fat, then explain why Olympic athletes, bodybuilders, endurance athletes, and all type of people, some of the leanest people in the world, consume hundreds of grams of carbohydrates each day. You see, here's the truth. Carbs, or carbohydrates, are your body's preferred source of energy. Yes, preferred. They fuel your brain, they fuel your workouts, they help with your recovery, your sleep, they help you preserve muscle mass. The body actually benefits from carbs. You see, the problem really isn't the carbs. The main problem is that people consistently consume more calories than they burn. They have more calories coming in than out. So maybe it's not the carbs after all. And no, I'm not anti-carb. I actually eat carbs all the time, especially since I'm an athlete. But when I know I'm having a high carb meal, when I'm trying to cut, I personally use the C Squared Nutrition Carb Zorb. It's designed to reduce carbohydrates absorption while supporting your metabolism and appetite control. But what I want y'all to do, I want y'all to remember that supplements support your nutritional plan. It does not replace it. All right, so let's get back to the video. So let's break this down. Let's talk about how carbs became the villain of the fitness industry and how you can utilize them to help be beneficial to your goals. Now, before the comment section explodes, let me be clear. I'm not saying everyone needs to eat a high amount of carbs in their diet, especially if there's a medical issue or something like that. But what I am saying is that carbohydrates have been unfairly blamed for decades for people being fat. You see, back in the early 90s and early 2000s, low-carb diets exploded in the industry. They became very popular, like Atkins, keto, and a bunch of other low-carb approaches to people's weight loss journeys. Became popular very quick. But here's one thing that all these diets and fasts weren't lying about. When you drastically reduce carbohydrates in your body, you actually deplete glycogen storages. And for every gram of glycogen, it holds water. So when people cut carbs, they lose several pounds immediately. It's not fat, you're losing water. So the problem with this is many people assumed they was just losing body fat. So when you drop a large portion of your carbs, scale drops, you're like, oh, it was the carbs. You're not relating it to the water storages in your body too. So just like I tell all my clients, when we're on a weight loss journey and I implement a plan, obviously we're gonna have some lower carbs, higher protein. That's just the way I do my plans. That initial weight loss, that first few pounds, it's not fat, it's water. I explain this to my clients so they have a clear understanding of what's really happening inside the body. So let's talk about what carbohydrates actually do in your body, right? Carbs, or carbohydrates, are your body's preferred fuel source, your source of energy. They help power your brain, they support your physical activities, and they replenish your muscle glycogen, which improves your performance when you're exercising or performing some type of physical activity. So think about it like this, or think about it this way. When you're lifting weights, running, doing cardio, or just trying to function throughout the day for your activities, your body relies heavily on carbohydrates. Yes, carbohydrates. So foods like rice, potatoes, oatmeal, fruit, whole grains, and on and on. They're not the enemy like you think. They're actually your body's fuel source, energy. And if you're actually trying to preserve more muscle while on a weight loss journey, while you're losing body fat, you need an adequate amount of carbohydrates to support your training, to fuel you, and for proper recovery. So you can't eliminate carbs completely. But here's the controversial part that a lot of people don't want to hear when it comes to carbs. You didn't gain body fat because you ate that sweet potato or a red potato. You didn't gain that body fat because you had a bowl of rice or a bowl of oatmeal. No. You gained your body fat over time because your caloric intake consistently was higher than what you put out. You had more coming in than going out. Just that simple. That's it. Now, does that mean the quality of food doesn't matter? Absolutely not. Food quality definitely matters, especially when it comes to your health, your overall performance, and your overall well-being. But simply speaking, from a body fat standpoint, it's just the energy that matters. How much is going out, how much is coming in. But it's very easy to overconsume calories through things like ultra processed foods, calories from liquids, anything that's not water, right? Juices, sodas, and all those things, alcohol, um, and then oversized portions in your meals, along with a combined sedentary lifestyle. That is what's going to gain body fat over time, not that simple bowl of rice that you ate. Now, to be absolutely fair, low carb diets do absolutely work well for some people. I implement them in my meal plans for my clients um, for a number of different reasons. Now, for some individuals, eating fewer carbs works well for them, right? Even in the meal plans that I implement, I found that my clients love um, eating the fewer carb, higher protein plans. It just works well for their lifestyle. That's perfectly fine. The goal is to prove that low carb diets are better or worse than any others. The goal is to simply understand that there's not a one size fit all. It doesn't work for everybody. The best diet is one that you consistently follow while maintaining your health, performance, and overall body composition. So are carbs the devil? No, absolutely not. Carbs are simply a tool. And just like any tool, the tool itself is usually not the problem. It's how we use it. So I want y'all to do me a favor. I want you to drop in the comments. Let me know what's one carbohydrate that you've been told for forever. Don't eat this carb because it's gonna make you fat, right? I want to know. I want to know what you've been told. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button or simply give it a like. Also, if you are someone that may want a specific program designed for you, tailored to you and your goals, I also do online coaching. You can go ahead and shoot me an email with your information. I'll get back to you. Or you can also follow me on Instagram at Corry Tibbs. I do daily motivation tips and all that good stuff on Instagram.
As always, my content is sponsored by C Squared Nutrition, where quality nutrition meets your nutritional needs. Head over to the website www.ctibbs.com. Type in code TIPS by Tibbs for your discount.